Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Tales from Reddit, a series where I read Reddit stories to you for you to listen to or put on as background noise, whichever one you want. Today, stories we're going to be reading from r/slash IDontWorkHereLady. First story today was posted by user Lavender Dragon Fruit 5. The title for this chapter is Do You Really Think I Work Here in a Tie-Dye Shirt? It's a long one, so let's strap in. An experience of mine that still confuses me to this day. This happened late last year as the lockdown was easing up and the malls were back open. Lord and L&T, which was unfortunately liquidating with major sales, was where I was shopping that day, hoping to find some nice details on clothes and bags. All the workers there were well dressed, some were even in suits, but the dress code is all black. Whether you're checking out pots and pans or designer fur coats, you really feel the fancy vibe. I had quite a few items in my hand that I was re-racking since I determined that they weren't my size, and a middle-aged woman came up to me with the typical, "Do you work here?" Normally, I would suck it up because I previously worked at the mall for a different store, and even though our uniform was a blue shirt with a beige apron, I somehow got asked that all the time in random stores. However, this time I was flabbergasted. I was wearing a cropped orange and red tie-dye sweatshirt with maroon cargo pants and the biggest afro that I could comb out. I was probably the most colorfully dressed person in the room, but somehow I was still singled out as a worker, even though employees are in their most professional black outfits. I probably had the most confused look on my face when she asked me, and she did not seem satisfied when I told her no. Perhaps asked one of the associates wearing black with a lanyard around their neck. She looked at me hard and disbelief for a few seconds, at which point I pointed in the direction of someone who actually worked there. The woman then scurried away, mumbling something unintelligible about people these days. So to this day, so to this I say, you could never look too unprofessional to work somewhere. Apparently, high-end stores allow tie-dye shirts in the dress code. Holy crap. um, I've never worked in a store like that, at least not yet. So, I don't exactly know. Apparently, I don't know exactly how the dress code would work, like the punishments for not wearing the correct clothing or whatever. But I'm pretty sure if all your coworkers are wearing a certain color and you just walk in wearing the brightest freaking, well, basically every color known to exist in existence. I'm kidding. I know tie dye isn't like that, but point is, yeah, I'm pretty sure you're gonna stick out like a sore thumb, and you might possibly get a talking to from the manager or whatever, supervisors, since it goes against store policy. Again, I don't know for sure. I've never worked in a place that required me to dress in a certain color, at least not yet. Anyways, next story is posted by one underscore grape 9883. Title for this chapter is A Lady at the Grocery Store. Let's get into this. This isn't necessarily a I don't work here, but I tried posting it elsewhere in a roundabout way. This is a I don't work here story. I was at the grocery store and had a shopping cart full of returnable bottles. I stopped to put out my cigarette when a woman yells at me, "Hey, don't do that! You I told her it was my cigarette, and I was just putting it out. It's okay. Here, take this and buy. It's okay. Here, take this and buy yourself some food, and only food, you hear me? You need it, honey. And hand me a $10 bill. Then it dawned on me why she thought that I'm homeless. I'm on vacation. My clothes were dirty from cleaning the barbecue grill, and I was a bit of a mess. I was pushing a shopping cart full of refundable bottles. I have a tall plastic garbage can I use for bottles and cans. I tried telling her I didn't need it, but she wouldn't listen to me. I returned the bottles and took the receipt from the machine. I picked up some soda and snacks. The woman yelled at me and told me that's not what she meant by buying for myself. Once again, I tried to explain, but she wanted nothing to do with it. She just wouldn't listen. We both headed out for the checkout, and I made sure I was behind her. Her shopping cart was filled to the top. The cashier began ringing her up the groceries, and before she could pay, I handed the cashier my credit card and told her I was paying for it. The woman just stared at me as her bill was over $100. When it was my turn to cash out, I handed the cashier my slip from the refundable bottles and paid the rest with my credit card. And she just stood there looking at me. I smiled and said, "Ma'am, I try to tell you I don't need your money. I truly appreciate your caring, concern, and kindness. It's not something you see nowadays." I explained why I looked so scruffy. The woman turned beet red and tried to apologize for thinking I was homeless. I told her there was no need to be apologizing for her kindness. I reached into my wallet, gave her my business card with the name and address of my restaurant, and told her thank you. This just shows this card anytime and your meals are free, and left. Since then, I had seen her. I walked to her table and said hello. She didn't recognize me at first in my dress shirt, tie, and dress pants, and I was clean shaven with my hair combed. When she comes in, I always sit with her and talk. She has tried paying for her meals, but the staff knows her and knows not to give her a receipt. She is a very kind and sweet woman, and a person we need more of, especially in these days. She's a gem and very precious. I'm sorry if this sounds like I'm tooting my own horn. I am not trying to. I feel I need to tell the whole story. Side note, there was a sale on some items, 10 for 10, buy 2, get 1 free on canned goods. Frozen foods, half off, prices on meals, and poultry lower price per pound and whatnot. Plus early morning shoppers, so picture the lines even on express checkout. And anyone who has gone shopping knows what it's like. Not exactly what I was expecting, but hey, that works. I mean, in some way, shape, or form, yes, you are tooting a horn, just not exactly your own. But yeah, I honestly did not expect that from this subreddit, because most of the time when I read stuff from this subreddit, it's usually entitled people being like, you shouldn't give me XYZ thing. Then the person will be like, I don't work here. And then the person will be like, how dare you talk back? Yeah. So that's a nice change of pace. Anyways, on to the next story. This was posted by user The Evening Gloam. Okay. The title for this chapter is Knitting Needles Equals Employee. It's a medium story, so let's get into this. Apologies for formatting. I'm on mobile. I popped into a charity shop this morning to see if they had any crochet hooks for a club I'm setting up. I had to sift all the way through the knitting needle box to find any, which did involve me sitting on the floor sorting through. I mentioned this because I realized this may have looked like I was sorting stock. Eventually, I found a couple of hooks and joined the queue. There was no one serving at the till, but there was a lady who stood the side, and there was a guy in front of me whose kid was pressing the bell repeatedly. Lady. Oh, someone is helping me. They just want to check something in the back. Me. Okay. Guy gestures to his kid. Sorry about the bell. Me shrugs. They both just look at me expectantly. I don't work here.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry. I guess it's just 'cause you're holding knitting needles, crochet hooks, but I decided against correcting him. Nothing too dramatic. I just found it strange that joining Q wearing a hoodie and leggings, holding some knitting needles would signal that I worked here. Again, most of that the story that I just read, that kind of like a lesser degree, because again, most of the time when you look at that, at like videos or something like that, that covers that subreddit, you hear most of the
You better give me XYZ thing or I'm calling your manager.
it's like, lady, I'm wearing black pants, an orange shirt, green shoes, and a red jacket, and the employees here wear all white. How? Why? If I worked here, I would get in trouble. Why would I walk into the store like this and the customer would be like,
Angry customer noises.
and the person's like, whatever, I'm just gonna. Yeah, you hear most stories like that. You don't really get the kind of calmer ones. It's a nice change of pace. Anyways, thank you all for watching. Have a good day, night, evening, afternoon. Bye.